Hi, this is Rameshri Bangal. Today we are going to learn about what is Docker, who invented Docker, Docker architecture, and Docker container lifecycle management. First, what is Docker? Docker is a tool that packages an application with all its dependencies into a container, like a small box holding everything the app needs. This makes sure your app runs the same way every day, whether on your laptops, a server, or in the cloud. Next, who invented Docker? Docker was invented by Solomon Fritz. He created Docker while working in Cloud, a cloud hosting company, and it was initially released in 2013. Docker is written in Golang language. Docker emerged as a solution to the challenges of shipping code to server, fundamentally challenging application software development and deployment through its innovative approaches to containerization. Next, Docker architecture. The core components of the Docker consist of mainly five types. They are Docker daemon, Docker client, Docker registry, Docker imager, Docker container. First, Docker daemon. The Docker daemon lists for Docker API, requests and manages Docker config, chef, images, containers, networks, and policies. A daemon can also communicate with all other daemons to manage Docker services. Next, the Docker client. The Docker client is the primary way that many Docker users interact with Docker. When you use commands such as Docker run, the client sends these commands to the Docker, which carries them out. The Docker command uses the Docker API. The Docker client can communicate with more than one daemon. Next, Docker registries. A Docker registry stored Docker images. Docker Hub is a public registry that anyone can use, and Docker is configured only for images on Docker Hub by default. You can even run your own private registry. Then you use the Docker pull or Docker run command. The required images are pulled from your configured registry. When you use the Docker push command, your image is put to configure registry. Next, Docker object. When you use Docker, you are creating and using images, containers, networks, volumes, plugins, and other objects. This section is a brief overview of some of those objects. Next, images. An image is a ready read-only template with instructions for creating a Docker container. Often an image is based on another image with some additional customization. For example, you may build an image which is based on the Ubuntu image, but install the Apache web server and your application as well as the configuration details needed to make your application ready. Next, containers. A container is a runnable instance of an image. You can create, start, stop, move, or delete a container using the proper API or TLS. You can connect a container to one or more networks, attach a storage to it, or even create a new image based on its current state. By default, a container is relatively well isolated from other containers and its host machine. You can control how isolated a container's network, storage, or other underlying subsystems are from other containers or from the host machine. A container is defined by its images as well as any configuration options you provide to it when you create or start it. When a container is removed, any changes to state that are not stored in persistent storage disappear. Next, Docker container lifecycle management. The life cycle of a Docker container consists of five states. There are create state, running state, pause state or unpause state, stop state, fill or deleted state. Now, number of ways to install Docker. There are three types mainly: Docker Docs, Digital Ocean, Get dot Docker dot. First, we need to open Google Chrome, Docker, select first one, select Ubuntu, copy the commands, paste in EC2 instance, run those commands, then we get Docker. Next, another Digital Ocean install Docker. Select first one. Here are the commands and save, copy, paste into the EC2 server. Then we will get Docker. Next, get.docker.com. Select get Docker. Here are the commands and in copy, paste in EC2 server, and then we get Docker. First, we need to install Docker in server. Open AWS console, sign in, launch EC2 instance. Here, my name is Docker. Select Ubuntu. Create new feature. Leave it. Go to edit. Select availability zone. I'm selecting US East 1 and auto assign is enabled. Create security group. Let's see. Here type is all traffic and here custom. Now we launch the instance. Connect the server. Select instance ID. Connect. Go to instance. EC2 instance connect. Here connect. Here we need to give sudo -i and app update -. Here it is updating. We need to go Ubuntu Docker docs, copy the commands, and paste here. Enter. And next, go to Docker stock admin. Copy latest version. Go to EC2 instance and paste here. Enter. Yes. First, we need to check version of Docker. Here it is the version of 28.4.0. And now we need to go Docker stock. Copy the command, paste it here, and enter. Here it is active state, active running. This is how we install Docker in our server. Thank you.